Hi everyone, it's me, it's Hedda, and I want to wish you a very happy Yom Tov. I also want to tell you today that it is the day, it's the Jewish Day of Remembrance. We call it Yom HaShoah. The Shoah means the Holocaust. We don't just remember just the Jewish people who passed in the Holocaust. We remember everyone who is in the camps with them. You know, the disabled, the mentally ill, political prisoners, gay and lesbian people, LGBT community, although of course it wasn't called that back then, because they were seen as deviants, physically and mentally handicapped children and adults. Anyone who just didn't fit the Nazis' idea of perfect. That's what the camps were for. And if you didn't agree with them, you ended up in the camps. And if you weren't seen as perfect, you ended up there. And of course, people like me ended up there. And my children, so that's just how it is. And on a day like today, in Israel, everything stops dead and a siren wails for, I believe it's either 1 full minute or up to 2 minutes, and cars will just stop on the highway in the middle of the big cities. People will get out of their cars and they will just stand there and remember. Everything stops. Shops, offices, within reason, hospitals too. As long as it's, because in Judaism we believe in celebrating life and saving lives. We don't make a huge deal out of death. Death is another part of life's process, but we always celebrate life because life is for the living. And we love. And of course we eat, as you can tell. So today's a very special day in the Jewish calendar. And I just wanted to share that little bit of Judaism with you. So it's Yom HaShoah, the Day of Remembrance, the day to remember the Holocaust. Right, now I've shared that with you. And, I am the least vain person in the world, but I've managed to tame my hair today. And, it's straighter than it would normally be, because if I left it to its natural waves, it would go crazy. When I took my hairband off after my video with you the other day, I looked like a haystack. Everything just went all over the place. I haven't done my nails today. I meant to, but unfortunately, I've had a casualty. And I've torn off my majority of my little fingernail. I was getting washed and using a flannel, and it must have been a week. I mean, I've got Graves' disease, which weakens the fingernails anyway, because your fingernails tend to peel. And this one must have been a weak one, because it just tore off well past the nail bed. So, it's going to take a while for that one to grow back. A really long time. So, and I was so scared of getting any nail varnish remover splashed into it. So I just thought, I'm just going to have all the nails as casualties today. So, sorry, bad nails. But I've tried to make up for it with trying to make some sense out of my face and my hair. And I must admit, as I say, I am the least vain person in the world. Is that the right thing? Yes, the least. Because if it was the most, I'd always be doing this. No, I'm the least vain person in the world, but today I'm quite chuffed happy with, as Rich Lux would say, my makeup look. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with it, and I hope you like it as well. So today I thought we'd do something a little bit different, and I wanted to share with you all my favourite YouTube channels and all my favourite shows and friends that I know from Twitter who've also got their own YouTube channels. Now, I've mentioned, some of these to you before. So what I want to go into now is I've sort of got them into sort of groups. And because I've done the old I tried to do a theme of gold with a little, like a pop of green, and I've tried to do some, it's Jeffrey's fudge pop with a little spot of his 24 karat gold just put on the lips there. It's a little bit of a pop, at least I hope it works. So I thought I'd start off with the makeup channels that I love. Well, obviously, I love Tati. She is just so talented, and she's amazing. Now, I know she doesn't do an awful lot of all these cut creases and, the wild makeup looks that people do. She gives you makeup looks that are achievable, and that's what I like. Stuff that I can copy. Now, keeping in mind, everyone's faces are different, and we all have different skin tones and textures to our skin and things like that. All our eye shapes are different, noses will be different, mouths will be different, that sort of thing. But Tati makes it achievable. And, I know she's got, well, she did have a very heavy bias towards James Charles. That's over now. But I know she's fairly biased towards Jeffrey and his stuff. But you've got to admit, love him or hate him, the quality of his makeup is second to none. So when it comes to, he does achievable stuff as well. So, I don't mind watching his tutorials. I like his face full of, and then he'll name a makeup brand. And I've actually bought some of those products based on his recommendations. And I've done the same with Tati. So I absolutely adore Tati. My next one that I like to watch is my friend Angie of 4F Beauty and Lifestyle. Now, Angie does achievable makeup looks too, but she can do some amazing cut creases. She's absolutely brilliant. I'm nowhere near as talented. I'll never be able to do some of the stuff she does. She's just amazing. So, and I'm going to list all of these channels. There's going to be quite a few. So, I'm going to list them all down below. And then if you want to, depending on the category that you're interested in, you could go along and have a look. I've written everything down there. I've just got my notes in there in front of me. There's another friend of mine called Slay Delval, Tay. She's a lovely girl. She's absolutely beautiful. And she is another one who does these, achievable makeup looks. And she'll have a chat with you as well. Oh, I should have mentioned about Angie. Angie does ASMR makeup. So there's a little bit of, sort of this, do you like my look? And a little bit off the shoulder sort of thing going on. And she'll kill me for saying that. Sorry, Angie. But it's true. Tay just exudes goodness and happiness, and she's an all-round good egg, and she's got great talent for makeup, and she can rock her wigs. She's got a great array of wigs, and she can really, really rock them. So I love her to bits. Another friend of mine, now she hasn't got a YouTube channel up yet, Her YouTube channel is actually going to be, when she gets it up and running, and hopefully, you know, if she wants me to, I'll try and give her a hand, and it'll be a huge honour for me to do so. But one of my friends who can really rock a makeup look is Erin Boyd. She's known as Pale Princess on Twitter. She's a rock solid friend to me. Been friends for quite a while now. She's one of my Twitter daughters. And she's just a lovely, lovely girl. She's really nice, really kind, really quiet, gentle, but she's only quiet because she sits back and she watches, and a bit like me, sit back, watch, observe. But never underestimate the quiet ones. That's something I always say. Never underestimate the quiet ones, because they will be the ones who will shock you to your core and rock your world. And that's another story. Anyway, and of course, my gay crush. I'm sure we all of us, well, some of us I suppose, have got a gay crush. And my makeup gay crush is Nadie Leach from Pop Lux. Nadie is just, oh, he's gorgeous. He's absolutely gorgeous. Bit of a potty mouth on him. You know, tons of innuendo. But he's funny, and I love him to bits. And I was absolutely thrilled when I was just talking to my friend Crystal, who's another one who, Crystal Moll of Opinions You Don't Care About. And we were talking about gay crushes one day, and she said hers was Nick Snyder, and I said, oh, mine's, you know, I mean, I do love Nick. Nick is gorgeous. I mean, he's drop dead gorgeous. And here's a question for you while I'm yapping on. Why is it all the really gorgeous, unavailable men are gay? Why? You know, you see these guys and they are stunning. I mean, you just want to ravage them. I'm just going to say it. You just want to ravage these guys. They are absolutely, you know, the epitome of male beauty. They are just gorgeous, these guys. And then they turn out to be gay. How is that fair? You know, but each to their own. And anyway, I said that Nadie was my gay crush on Twitter. And he came up and he said, oh, thank you, love. And I was just, you know, I was like a teenager. You know, it's this old bag here, you know, getting a thrill from, you know, I'm old enough to be his mum. And yet he's just got that way with him, and I love him to bits. He's great. And he's another one. As far as I'm concerned, he is the prince of the cut crease, or the king of the cut crease. He can do some amazing makeup looks. Again, some of them achievable. Others I've tried and I've failed, and I just think I'll leave that to the experts. I'll leave that to Nadie. He also does makeup reviews, and he will tell you, ride or die. If he hates it, he hates it. If he loves it, he loves it. And it doesn't matter whether they're friends, brands he's never heard of. That's what he does. And when it comes to talking about stuff like that, I listen to him. And he's always very fair, but he always tells the truth. So that's that. There are some channels that, you know, oh yes, I want to mention the drag artist, the drag queen Alexis Stone. I can't for the life of me remember what his real name is. It will come to me. It will come to me. But I love Alexis Stone. I just love his looks. I love the way that he can do his makeup to impersonate celebrities. He's just absolutely amazing. He's really amazing. People that make me, they make me laugh. My friend Crystal of Crystal Mall. Kerry from the Nosy Housefrau. You know, she talks about drama. She'll talk about all different kinds of things that have happened in her life and what have you. But she does things in such a way that makes me laugh every single time I watch her. She's so entertaining. She's so funny. You know, she's got a drier wit than a cracker, a wit sharper than a butcher's knife. It's just, she's wickedly clever. And, you know, I highly recommend her to everybody. I really do. She's just a great girl. Kind, caring, and very, very funny. Randy Savage, that's another girl that I know on Twitter. She does these little short burst videos, and she'll do up a little song or something like that. You know, 2 minutes in the life of John Cookie and get thee behind me, Satan. You know, people like that. She just makes these little tiny funny videos. So if you want a quick laugh, go and see Randy Savage. And to be honest with you, I think she's the funniest of all. And I'm going to make her the Queen of Laughter. And that for me is Jan, my friend Jan, of Jan's Reviews. I love Jan to bits. We're of a similar age. We have a similar outlook on things. And she really, really makes me laugh. She makes me laugh to the point where I'm doubled over in pain. My ribs hurt. That's, you know, she's really funny. And as I highly recommend her channel, you know, if you want a good laugh. I mean, she's British. It's very much a British sense of humour. And she does try, you know, her hardest to relate to her American audience. And I know that an awful lot of Americans love her to bits. So, you know, please, you know, go and watch her. Because she's just so funny. When it comes to drama channels, excuse me, I'm going to drag a brink. That's a Spoonerism, isn't it? Wasn't that brought on by somebody called William Spooner? Wasn't he the one who said the queer old dean instead of saying the dear old queen? Yeah, I'm sure. William Spooner. That was a Spoonerism. Yeah, it's the first Spoonerism I've done in a while. Purely lemonade. Drama channels. Obviously, got to be top of the pack. My friend Elle of Elle Loves Tea. I know that for the people who are newer, my friend Elle, her channel is called Elle Loves Tea. And she makes drama about the drama, you know, people involved in the drama community, and the beauty community, you know, anything that's, you know, topical. But instead of using like snaps of like real people and, you know, like how they do editing and photographs and things like that, she uses Sims and she creates them all herself. She does the face, she does the bodywork, she does all the clothing. So when people look at them, they say, "Oh my God, that's James Charles," or "Oh my God, there's Jeffree Star," or, you know, oh my God, there's Dustin Daly or Nick Snyder. She makes Sims that look so like the people in real life. I know that there are some drama channels like Elle who don't sort of engage like I'm engaging with you now. Elle works very much behind the scenes, and like T-Spill, who doesn't show her face. T-Spill's got a love of raccoons, so Elle made T-Spill but made her look like a big pink raccoon, and of course T-Spill loved that. And the one I'm going to mention next, Ali of Tea by Ali, we don't see Ali's face, so I think it was a case of Elle just sort of said, do you have long hair, short hair, whatever, and what's your favourite colour? So we have Tea by Ali, who's got long purple hair in a long purple evening gown, all glittery, very posh. So we've got her. The important thing for you to know about Elle, and this is where I think she's outstanding, is that Elle is very severely visually impaired. That was one of the things that bonded Elle and I, because my own daughter is blind. But Elle is severely visually impaired. And she's told me many times that, making a video for her channel, where some people it might take them a couple of hours, it can take her days. Because, it's so hard for her. It's so incredibly hard. And she gets headaches. But I've got a hair that's annoying me. This is where I just, the admiration I have for this young woman is just absolutely amazing. And I think she's wonderful. And, and if you're into the drama community, or if you're into the beauty community, and if you want to, see current drama, but instead of, people, there's sim characters in there instead that look like them, go along and have a look. And I'm sure once you'll be there, you'll be hooked. Because, Elle is just absolutely amazing. The next one, excuse me, I need a tissue now. Honestly, I swear to you, when I put makeup on, my nose runs, and I don't know why. It's some kind of quirk. I don't know where I get it from. Is Tea by Ali. I think Tea by Ali is just wonderful. I love her accent, and I love the way that she brings the receipts. And, her investigations are, like Elle. I mean, Elle's a fantastic investigator. And Ali is very much sort of in that genre. Fantastic investigator. Really, really good. And I remember one time hearing her laugh. And what a lovely laugh she has. When she laughs, it's like a tinkling laughter. And you think, oh, I never imagined that, she would have such a wonderful laugh. But she does. It's amazing what you observe, isn't it? Who else do I like? Rich Locks. Who doesn't like Rich Locks? He's just, my conspiracy allegedly, don't come for me, that sort of thing. And he wears his crown, and he's got this like clown makeup on, but he's just great. He does, he's a drama channel, but he looks at things, he likes to look at the lighter things in life, and he tries to see the funny things, and he collects Louis Vuitton, and, he's always going on makeup hauls, and stuff like that, and he's really, really entertaining. And I love him to bits. Never miss one of his videos. Never. Dustin Daly. He follows me on Twitter, as does Tea by Ali, as does L Loves Tea. You know, look at me clout chasing. No, Dustin is, he's a little sweetheart. He really is. He's the sort of guy I could just pick him up and carry him around. I'm not saying he's little. I'm sure he's about 6 foot tall. But he's just sort of, he's got the sort of face I could just sit and squeeze, you know. I'm sure that would probably, you know, scare him to death, knowing that. But anyway, that's, you know, he's great. He's another drama channel. And again, I think he's absolutely super. You know, I really do think he's great. And he can be incredibly funny too. And he does great drama. He's great for that. You know, Nick Snyder, you know, he always welcomes you with, "Hey bitches, and welcome to my YouTube channel." And he's always very, very he's practically daily when, you know, he reports on drama. And he's another excellent one. He always tells you what he thinks, but I always find him to be really fair. I mean, I'm not saying that the drama channels aren't fair, and you know they are, but it's just, you know, I mean, Dustin's fair, and Elle and Ali are. There's just, I don't know what it is. There's something about the way Nick says things that, you know, it just makes you feel as if you could sit across from him and go, yeah, yeah, and get that feeling of really understanding the point he's trying to get across when he feels something needs further explanation, you know. And he's another gay crush of mine. Again, I don't know what it is. He used to model, you know, and I mean, you can tell from photographs of him. I mean, chiseled features was definitely Nick Snyder. Oh, he's you know, Nick Snyder. Absolutely, totally chiseled features, gorgeous. But yeah, I love him. And last but not least, I like Internet Infamous. She's a lovely girl, a little bit of a potty mouth on her as well, but you know, she talks about stuff that interests her. I call her Infy. I know she and Elle are great friends, so I think that's how I got to know Infy. And you know, I like her style. I like the way she just sits back and she just tells it like it is. You know, straight off the cuff, no frills. That's just how it is with her. So those are the drama channels that are, you know, my favourites. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the others. It's just some appeal to me more than others. That's all. Spooky channels. Obviously, Ghost Adventures. Then there's the Dead Files. I've mentioned the Foreman brothers to you before. There's Rocky, Josh, and Sean. And they go on these investigations and they go around Kentucky and Mississippi and Ohio and Illinois and places like that. I mean, not too far from home, I think. But my American geography is terrible, so I apologise for that. But they are fantastic ghost investigators. I mean, yes, I know people say, yes, stuff can be faked. I get it. And I know there's been tons of accusations about Ghost Adventures faking things. Okay, if it's true, I'll be gutted. But, you know, they're now on season 18. If they were that bad, I don't think they'd be on season 18. I think the audience would have just been shouting, fake, fake, fake. You know, like Rich Lux, fake the house. You know, they wouldn't have kept their appeal. So I do think there's got to be something to it. And what's not to love about Zach Bagans? And I wouldn't kick Aaron Goodwin out of bed for making crumbs either. Yeah, so they're a nice pair. Sorry, excuse me, it's stiff today. Who else do I like? Matt Santoro. He has been making YouTube videos about the paranormal and other weird stuff. I think it must be 9 years now. And he's put something out, I think, practically every day for 9 years. He's now starting to cut back because I think he's sort of exploring, his path and his future and stuff like that, But I highly recommend you looking at his videos. They don't tend to last longer than 11 or 12 minutes. They're not long, they're not drawn out. And it's like the 10 spookiest this, the 10 scariest that, the 10 most gruesome murders, 10 murders, committed by ghosts, all that sort of thing. It's just stuff that I can sit and relax to at night time, I'm having my cup of hot chocolate and just sitting watching these things with my headphones on. Yes, I always watch my spooky stuff with my headphones on. I don't know why that is. Very rarely jump, but if there's a squeal to be heard, by God, I'll hear it really well. And of course, it's excellent for listening to EVP's electronic voice phenomenon. So that's why I wear my headphones. I've also recently come across a channel called Mortis the Wizard. And I believe this is an Australian guy. He hides his identity, but he does an awful lot of spirit radio. He works with the SPB Spirit Box. Is the SPB7 Spirit Box? I think that's what it's called. But he does a lot of spirit contact. They say his name. They talk to him. He gets what are classed as Class A EVPs, where it's obviously a spirit intelligence involved, and it's not just rubbish picked up from random channels. They're direct answers to direct questions. And I've just started watching him, and he's really very interesting. He gives you a lot to think about as well. There is one channel that I used to watch, and I know I'm Jewish, but I used to watch this channel religiously until I found out that he was faking stuff. And this was Steve Huff of Huff Paranormal. Now, as a real job, Steve works with photographic equipment, I believe. And he's basically a salesman. And years ago, he was involved in producing pornographic videos. I don't know if he was actually involved in producing them as in ready steady action or anything like that. But I think he was involved in the selling of them. And then he got into working with spirit contact. And then he started making these spirit boxes. And he made stuff like the Eternal box and the Impossible box. Then there was the SCD-1, SCD-2, things that you could download and put on your laptop. And he was making them for, 4-figure sums. And I mean, I couldn't be in a position to buy one of those spirit boxes. That's what it's called, SVP7 box. That, it will come to me. It's like that spoonerism I did before. It's now on the tip of my tongue, and I can't get it the right way around, and it is bugging me. It's really bugging me. Anyway, he was doing all these boxes, and he said he's been in touch with Jesus, and You know, he's seen St. Michael and stuff like that. Where it started to go downhill for me was when he was contacting celebrities literally within hours or days of them passing. He did this with Johnny Cash. He's done this with Robin Williams. He's done this with, I think, just about every celebrity that you could think of who's passed in the last 3 to 4 years. Steve Huff has managed to get in touch, allegedly, with their spirits. And I've been told that it hasn't been with the permission of the families. And that bothered me, because if you are going to do something so personal and private at a really raw time for the families who've been left here behind to cope, the least you can do is ask for the permission. Because what he does is he uploads it to his YouTube channel, and hundreds of thousands of people get to watch. And you don't know whether it's really the spirit of the person who's passed or not. He claims it is. He says he's got concrete, ironclad proof that it is. But I always trust my gut intuition. And I just have difficulty really believing now that it's all true. My gut, when it goes into little knots and it sort of pulls at me, that's when I know there's something not right. And, that's when I started to really doubt him. And earlier this year, I just stopped watching him, and I don't watch anymore. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I will apologise and I will put my hands up. But for now, I'm just going to steer clear and do what I normally do. I'll just sit back and I'll observe. And if anybody points one out to me and says, Hetty, you really should go and have a look at that, then I'll go and I'll make an informed decision based on what I've seen, and think for myself and come to my own conclusions. And finally, I wanted to... Oh my goodness, how long has this gone on for? I should have told you. This is a long one today. Sorry, I'm just sort of having to move this so I can get my pad. Here we go. And I've written it in big so I don't have to grab my glasses. There we go. I'll just put that. That's better. People who I think are very important to us here in the Haven and to the mental health community as a whole. Believe it or not, I do think that Primink is very important, because he says himself he has his own issues of mental health. I don't know how old he is, but he sounds young. But my gut feeling with him is he's got his head screwed on the right way, and that he does do his research and he does know what he's talking about. And he comes across as genuine. Now, I must admit, when I saw those tiny clips of me in his video that he'd done on He Who Shall Not Be Named, I just thought, well, I was left agog, wasn't I? You saw how I reacted to that. But we've talked since then, and he is a genuinely lovely person. He seems very kind. He seems very, very compassionate. He seems, and it's probably not a persona that he wants for himself, but he comes across as warm and caring. And sorry, Primink, if I've got that wrong, but that's just how you come across to me, love. And I do think that you're very important to the mental health community. I really do. My go-to guys, Eric and Gary. What's not to love about Eric and Gary? They are, you know, I've got them up there on pedestals. I've got certain people on pedestals, as you know. And when it comes to genuinely likeable guys who will go out of their way, you know, to talk about their own pain and their own stresses with mental health, but they will go out of their way to help other people. You know, what's not to love, what's not to like, what's not to appreciate. These are true gentlemen. And, you know, I just can't praise them highly enough. I think they're absolutely wonderful. And I wish I could meet them and I could give them a hug, because they're just great. And they do so much for the mental health community. They bring out regular videos, you know, not just about how they're helping themselves, but how to help us. So if we go to them or anything, or if we ask them a question, or, you know, even if we're feeling alone, they've made it clear we can go to them. We don't need an appointment. We can just send them a message and tell them how we're feeling, and they will get back to us. They're great for that. And that was something that you couldn't really say about a certain someone. He didn't really instill that feeling of confidence. Didn't with me, anyway. I know that there are some people who still like him very much and who say that he's helping them, and I genuinely wish them all the best. All I do say, as I said the other day, please be careful. That's all. But yeah, Eric and Gary, they're lovely. There's another lovely young lad that I've met here. His channel is called These Four Walls, and he's called Jason. And Jason has had a few problems in the past, but he's celebrating now 5 months sober. And Jason, I am so proud of you. Mazel tov. Congratulations. You deserve all the best. And I wish you nothing but the best. You know, you become a very special new friend to me. And you're just great. I think you're great. And all power to you. There's another girl who's got a channel, and she's called That Crazy Chick. And she's going to kill me if I get this wrong. I'm sure her name's Terry. And she's another lovely girl. I would go and check her out. She not only does stuff with regard to mental health, but, you know, she'll just talk. And she's got a lovely voice, and she's lovely to listen to. So, you know, go and check her out, please. And last but not least, and I think you're just about ready for a cup of tea. You know, I should have said get your popcorn ready. Is a girl called Joey, also known as Mental J Hatter. Joey is a lovely girl. She's Irish. I believe she was originally born in England. I'm not sure. But anyway, she's now Irish, lives in Ireland. And Joey's got, you know, a lovely, lovely manner. I love her voice. I love the way she speaks. She's incredibly humble. She gets herself so nervous about doing things. Poor kid. And, you know, when she gets in her swing, you know, you can see the confidence starting to flow out of her. And then when she's really in the flow, she's in the flow. And she's great. She's started doing angel card readings for free. You know, that's how she likes it. She does say if you want to make a small donation, then you can, if you're happy with the reading that she's given to you. But she takes her time, and she's very thorough, and she gives you what she gets. And I've had a reading with her, and she gave me some food for thought, and she told me a couple of things that were absolutely true, which I certainly hadn't told her about. You know, I think she's a great girl, and I recommend her. And, you know, if you go and look up Mental J Hatter, also known as Joey, you know, if nothing else, you'll have a lovely Irish girl to sit and talk to. Well, this is a record, I think. 45 minutes. I think I'd better let you lot go for a toilet break. And notice I haven't said naughty words today. I've been really good. I'm trying to, you know, stay with my glossy makeup look. I don't say it as well as do you know what? I give up. All the words, you know, it's like a pile of spaghetti just falling out my mouth, isn't it? Okay, guys. It's been lovely sitting just talking to you around the kitchen table in the Haven. Oh, before you go, I had a blast of inspiration, and I wondered if you would like a theme song for our Haven. And I would like to recommend to you Message in a Bottle by the Police. If you listen to the words, I think you'll find it's true of us. You don't have to have it. We can come up with your own suggestions. But I was just thinking the other day, if I could find a way of, you know, playing it, you know, during or at the beginning or whatever. I mean, it's only a song that is less than 4 minutes. But I have loved that song for years. And I was feeling a bit low the other day. And it just popped into my head. You know, look for Message in a Bottle. And I listened to the words. Now, I've sung this song for years and years. Because, you know, I'm an old ass bitch. And I listened to the words properly for the first time the other day, instead of just knowing them and singing along to them. And it's true. You know, woke up this morning, never felt so alone. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. You know, I'm going to put a message in a bottle and send it out there and see if anybody talks to me. And, you know, it's just, when you're alone, it's really hurtful. And sometimes you just can't cope with it very well. And then one day, you woke up this morning and you can't believe what I saw. 100 million bottles washed up on the shore. Seems I'm not alone. You know, being alone. There's 100 million castaways looking for a home. What do you think? I know I've hacked it to bits. I haven't got it all right. But will you have a think and let me know? And if you think it's appropriate, we could sort of borrow it as our theme. And maybe when you're having a low time, you could put Message in a Bottle on. And it might give you a musical hug. How about that? I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for putting up with me today. Just wanted to share some things with you. And I would love if you talk to me about it. And thank you for talking to each other. Please, please keep it going. Because it does my heart so much good. And you are doing good. You are all doing mitzvahs. And you're all being menschers. Good people. Very good people. You're all menschers. And I love you all. So, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care now.